Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, charges laid, friends relieved. Police have arrested the man accused of shooting a driver on the QEII. Red light after red light. Downtown drivers frustrated by the traffic signals along the new LRT route. And a culinary comeback. Future chefs at NAIT learning from an award-winning alumni.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
An 18-year-old from Lloydminster has been arrested following a deadly shooting on the QE2. 2 Saturdays ago, 22-year-old Barinder Singh and his friends were driving from Edmonton to Banff in Singh's new car. They say a pickup truck passed them near Leduc, and someone inside appeared to wave at them. Moments later, Singh was shot. Police have since arrested 18-year-old Jimmy Gassner and charged him with second-degree murder. 2 passengers in Singh's car say they did nothing to provoke the shooter, and they're hiding their identities because of online backlash.
We didn't overtake them. It's not about road rage. We didn't honk at them, nothing like that. They just come randomly and shot and they ran away.
It went through my headrest and go through his neck, and he died in my lap. I was like fully covered in his blood.
The victim had been in Canada for 3 years. His remains are en route back to his family in India. The assistant coach of a Calgary girls hockey team has been charged with child luring. Police say his alleged victims are between the ages of 7 and 15 and are from Morinville and Red Deer. Police say 23-year-old Malik Buchuni was arrested on March 17th. He's facing 21 charges, including child luring, invitation to sexual touching, and extortion. Police say 3 girls from Morinville and Red Deer came forward saying they were threatened into providing sexual content. Investigators also claim to have digital proof there are more victims, and they're asking them to come forward. The federal justice minister says the way judges are appointed will not be changed. 4 premiers have now signed a letter asking for provinces to be more involved in the process. Since January, Danielle Smith has been pushing for a say on future appointments to Alberta's Court of King's Bench, the Alberta Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court of Canada. Today, Smith posted a letter on the issue signed by herself, Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe, Ontario Premier Doug Ford, and Quebec Premier François Legault. The letter calls for provincial input on the appointments, saying, quote, "We need to act toward lasting reforms that will serve to reinforce the confidence of all Canadians in our judiciary." Federal Justice Minister Sean Fraser says provinces already have a say in the process.
We welcome provincial government's participation in that process and proactively reach out after we receive recommendations through the Judicial Advisory Committees to test with our provincial counterparts whether they've got information about the reputation of the people we're considering. I found that to be very informative. We've had a lot of positive feedback from a range of different, from every province, frankly, when it comes to the appointments that we have made.
Each province and territory has a judicial advisory committee made up of people with the legal profession and the general public. A community league in central Edmonton is trying to recoup what it describes as a significant amount of money. The Inglewood Community League says it suffered a number of financial losses and is in a precarious situation. It hasn't said how much money was lost or who may be responsible. The Community League has replaced its treasurer, president, and vice president and is now doing a financial audit. It has also hired legal counsel to get the money back. The Edmonton Federation of Community Leagues says it is working with Inglewood on the next steps.
We will do a lot of learning. We have 163 community leagues across the city, and we want to make sure that nobody falls into this sort of situation again, that all the community league boards are really paying attention to the financials and understanding how to catch things before they get bad.
In a statement, Inglewood says once the forensic audit is complete and we have a clearer understanding of the situation, we will provide members with a comprehensive and transparent accounting of all findings. NAIT culinary students are learning from one of their own. The chef in residence is an award-winning alumni with a restaurant and reality competition under his belt. But when it comes to the reality of a culinary career, these students are also learning how to plan for success. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti has more.
It's been 15 years since chef Alex Kim worked inside this kitchen as a culinary student at NAIT.
I wanted to be back, and I never thought of, wearing this jacket again, but, yeah, I'm feeling really honored.
Kim is a well-decorated chef, a Top Chef Canada finalist, and culinary director of Vancouver's Five Sales restaurant. He's now sharing his skills, like attention to detail.
A lot of his plating, it was very simple and clean, but like high-level execution.
So really that's what sets apart, a really good student from one that, that may not have higher aspirations.
The culinary world can be tough on those looking to sustain a career.
The sad reality of cooking, we'll find a lot of our students 5 years from now are not in industry. You're working on holidays, you're working on weekends, you're, some late nights. That can be hard.
Some chefs, they overwork themselves and they tend to be kind of harsh on themselves. Working, extremely long hours, long standing.
That burnout is why one student is looking for a different type of culinary career. Diallo Campos is interested in food research and development.
That's something that a lot of people don't think about. That's really important. So like, I don't know, when you go to like Starbucks and you get like a breakfast sandwich, like some chef had to develop that and they created those flavors.
Like any flavor combination, there are lots of possibilities beyond traditional fine dining.
I like the idea of box mixes. I think those are cool. Like how there's like Katie mac and cheese. Like I definitely think there's a way you can make it better.
Kim says post-pandemic, the culinary world has lost a lot of talent, but some students are optimistic about filling that gap.
I am worried, but at the same time, I'm willing to face it head on. Because a challenge is a challenge. You face it, and then you conquer it.
Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Well, Josh, the calendar says spring, but we've got some snow falling out there right now.
Listen, when the snow falls, you just face it and then you conquer it. I like that attitude from Angelica. There's not going to be anywhere near as much snow in Edmonton as we'll see off to the west and northwest. We'll show you the snowfall warnings in a moment. But the snow has rolled in. We are getting reports south of the city, and I would imagine as well in parts of southeastern Alberta, reduced visibility with some blowing snow. And so not ideal driving conditions on the QE2 and some of these highways here just west of the QE2. In the dark purple zones, or the darker purple zones, that's where you have the heavier snow. So it hasn't quite yet rolled into the Edmonton area, but it will track off to the northeast before tonight's done. I think we probably get about 2 to 5 centimeters by midnight and then a little bit more tomorrow. This snowfall warning zone, though, off to the north and northwest, that's 20 plus centimeters expected in those areas through the mountain parks. 20 to 30 centimeters of snow potentially. Cool temperatures to go along with that snow. It's minus 11 in Edmonton right now. There is some wind outside the city. It's a little gusty. We'll continue to see some fairly gusty wind, it looks like, through the remainder of this evening. Minus 5 will go down as your official daytime high for today, although as you can see, that was early this morning. Temperatures have been sliding through the course of the day. We'll kind of hold steady now, it looks like, in the minus 11, minus 12 range through this evening and overnight. Tonight, gusts to about 30 kilometers per hour right through to tomorrow morning. And then the wind backs off tomorrow, but it doesn't really warm up all that much. Minus 9. It's going to feel closer to minus 20 with wind chill in the morning and more like the mid-minus teens through the afternoon hours. As far as total snowfall, I still think somewhere in the 3 to 10 centimeter range by the end of the day tomorrow. We'll take a closer look at that in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Stay with us.
The CTV drone powered by Century Casino. 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
A new coalition has emerged to fight one of the projects included in a memorandum of understanding between the Alberta and federal governments. The group is demanding a full independent impact assessment of the Pathways Alliance carbon capture project. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
All of us come from different backgrounds, but we share common concerns about this project.
This is the No CO2 Pipelines Alberta Coalition, a group of rural, Indigenous and farming communities brought together by a common goal.
Do I trust these oil and gas companies to protect my family and my water? No, I don't.
The group is opposed to the Pathways Alliance carbon capture project. It would be the world's largest, a 600-kilometer pipeline moving CO2 captured at Fort McMurray oil sands sites to a large storage facility in the Cold Lake region.
Having an area 3 times the size of PEI transformed into the world's largest industrial carbon dump putting our water and communities at risk is worth fighting for. And we will.
They released a map they say shows danger zones along the project route.
CO2 is odorless and heavier than air. It pools in low-lying areas, the same areas which are often set aside as pasture land.
Farmer Glenn Norman is worried about leaks in the CO2 pipeline.
With the pipeline, the risk is never if it leaks. It is when it leaks. They all do sooner or later.
The carbon capture project is one of 4 deals that must be agreed upon by April 1st as part of a memorandum of understanding signed between Alberta and the feds if construction of a bitumen pipeline to the west coast is to be considered. The coalition is demanding a comprehensive impact assessment of the carbon capture project before any approvals.
Or else we will launch legal actions against the federal government and the Alberta government for allowing this to happen when it shouldn't be.
The Premier's office says negotiations continue, that more work is needed on the Pathways project, but it's trying to meet the deadline for all or most of the 4 agreements in the MOU. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The province plans to spend $247 million this year to help Albertans find jobs. These 2 students are celebrating graduation from UCAN Youth Services by ringing the nonprofit's bell. The program helped them learn new skills to find jobs. UCAN Youth Services is one of the 160 organizations receiving provincial funding to help Albertans find work. The province says more than 400,000 Albertans accessed these services last year, and the $247 million is included in the province's latest budget. A survey shows households that pay for streaming services average nearly 3 subscriptions each. CTV's Pat Foran explains how much they cost and why it's a growing concern.
Streaming price hikes have become so common they've earned a nickname, streamflation. Rising fees can add up quickly, especially if you have multiple services.
I have about 5. It has gone up, and we try to keep a budget.
If you don't keep track, you may not know how much you're spending each month.
I have to look at my bill, so don't know yet.
According to the Couch Potato Report, there are 55 streaming services in Canada, and last year revenue increased 15% to $4.8 billion. This year, the revenue forecast is 11.5% growth, with expected revenue of $5.35 billion. Consumer Reports' Jim Wilcox was shocked when he checked his statements and found he was paying about $1,000 a year for TV services.
The cost has really creeped up on a lot of people, and it's probably one reason that a lot of people don't understand how much they're really paying.
The top 10 providers hiked prices last year by an average of 7%. It's why more Canadians are now streaming services with ads, as it costs 42% less. If you're willing to watch commercials, consider switching to a lower-priced ad-supported tier available on many streaming services. To save money, you can also check your subscriptions, your apps and credit card bills, and cancel services you aren't using. There are also free streaming options such as Pluto and Tubi. Crave, which is owned by Bell Media, the parent company of CTV, saw a 26% increase over last year, due in part to programs like Heated Rivalry. If there are shows you can't afford to miss, Wilcox says you can also consider a strategy called service hopping.
You sign up for a service, you binge everything you can for a month or so, and then cancel that service and then jump to another one.
You may want to put a reminder on your phone to cancel the service so you're not paying after your binge is over. For many households, streaming is the new normal, and those that pay for streaming services have an average of almost 3 subscriptions each. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Still to come tonight on CTV News, RCMP rookies. More than a dozen new Mounties will be stationed across the province.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
The Alberta Legislature marked International Francophonie Day this morning. Dancers and guest speakers joined officials from the provincial government and the opposition in expressing the history and the importance of the French-Canadian community in Alberta. The ceremony also marked the 100th anniversary of the Association Canadien François de l'Alberta.
The Francophonie we know in Alberta today is vibrant and constantly evolving. It's a living memory carried forward by those who came before us. It is a language passed down with pride for over 270 years.
Alberta's celebration comes just 4 days after the International Day of La Francophonie. My apologies to any French viewers out there. As you can tell, not fluent in French, Josh.
I think you did just fine.
I'm hanging in there.
Just fine.
The weather, not so much. So.
Yeah, it has gotten a little snowier over the course of the last hour or so. Now, keep in mind, elevated vantage point here from the River Valley Skycam. So it looks a little worse than it does from ground level, but you can see that snow is intensifying. Skycam's brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed Rider, it's free. -11. And this is pretty much, it took a little longer for the snow to arrive, but we kind of thought it was right around the commute here that we would see the worst of this go through, and it looks to be the case. -14 in Fort McMurray, -16 in Grand Prairie. We're at -11 in Edmonton right now. Wind hasn't been as strong in the city. We have had some gusts outside the city. You can see there is some fairly brisk wind for parts of the province. So we'll see some gusty conditions, it looks like, develop mid-evening and carry through overnight tonight. Wind combined with some Arctic air, prompting a cold warning. Wind chill in the -40 range north of Fort McMurray. In through this red zone. Not everybody's going to see 20-plus centimeters of snow, but there will be some spots that get into that 15 to 20 centimeter range by the time this is all said and done with sometime Wednesday. There's that darker purple zone, still off to the southwest, but you can see how it was whites before. Now it's starting to intensify. The heaviest of the snow still yet to come through, as this whole line is going to move off to the north and northeast. So as that shift takes place, through the rest of tonight, you pick up a couple centimeters worth of snow. I think by early tomorrow morning, you get about 2 to 5 centimeters of snow on the ground. Potential for some heavier snow here north of the city overnight tonight. And then tomorrow in the morning, and it breaks down a little bit, then it comes back. I don't think it's steady, heavy snow all day tomorrow, but off and on light flurries, and that might give us another 1 to 3 centimeters. Snow for Thursday from Red Deer south through the morning hours, but here in Edmonton, just mostly cloudy skies. Here's snowfall estimates. Again, by early tomorrow morning, probably about 2 to 5 in Edmonton. Darker blue zones, that's where you're going to pick up the potential for 15 to 20 centimeters of snow. This model has us at 8. I'm still going to go with that 3 to 10 centimeter range as the most likely zone. It's possible you get a little bit more than that. I think it's fairly unlikely that we'll see less than 3 centimeters. -12 in Edmonton tomorrow morning. Closer to -20, though, for Fort McMurray and Grand Prairie. About -10 in Red Deer. Mid-teens, Peace Country tomorrow afternoon. And in Fort McMurray, a little closer to -10 as you move further south. -8 for Red Deer and here in Edmonton. We'll see temperatures hold pretty steady in the -9 to -12 range from this evening right through to mid-afternoon. About -8 or -9 for a daytime high tomorrow. Strongest wind should be done by early tomorrow morning. And then it backs off continuously through the afternoon hours. So blowing snow won't be as much of an issue tomorrow as it will be through this evening. -9 not only tomorrow, but again Thursday. So you got a pair of really chilly, well below average days. Average high is 4. And actually, I mean, there's only one day in the next 10 that we're back to average. Most of the next 7 to 10 days, slightly cooler than average. Not quite as cold as what's coming tomorrow and Thursday, though.
All right, Josh, thank you. Several RCMP detachments in rural Alberta are getting new officers. 21 new recruits graduated from the cadet training program at the RCMP depot in Regina yesterday. They will be stationed in smaller communities, including Drayton Valley, Vegreville, Stettler, and High Prairie. RCMP say over the past 2 years, it received more than 5,700 applications. When we return, every point matters. The Oilers begin a short road trip with 11 games left to secure a playoff spot.
Yeah, it's kind of been a weird year for our division.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Coming up Wednesday on Your Morning, how to help your neighbors in an emergency. Spring road issues that go deeper than potholes, and a surprise party with Katie from Super Simple Songs.
Your Morning Edmonton.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, why Alberta researchers say owning a home may no longer guarantee seniors financial security. And gearing up for a goal, Canada gets ready for FIFA World Cup action with a few friendlies. Those stories and more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Drivers in downtown Edmonton say it's taking a long time to get around, especially if you're traveling on 104th Avenue. CTV's Connor Hogg has more on the drive time and the long light cycles.
The traffic is held up for 4 and 5 different lights, depending on the turning lanes and such, and it's just taking too long to get anywhere.
Even though rush hour is over, drivers along 104th Avenue say it's still taking a long time to get where they need to be.
It really has been a frustrating last year.
After hearing so much about how difficult it is to get around in this section of downtown, I decided to put that to the test to see how long it would take me to get from 121st Street to Rogers Place, using my trusty stopwatch to time it. Making a left turn onto 104 Ave, I hit my first red light at 118th Street, 1 minute and 12 seconds in. It takes 2 minutes for the light to change. The next red comes at 116th Street, and then another at 112. 4 minutes and 45 seconds into travel time. Oh, are we stuck behind a track? Yeah, we're stuck behind a tractor. After getting held up behind a bobcat, the fourth red switches at 109th Street.
This is actually taking quite an extended period of time.
After the sixth stop at 105th, I reached my left turn at 104th Street, getting to the end of the road. At the end of my 17-block journey from 121st Street to Rogers Place, it took just shy of 11 minutes, or 10 minutes and 49 seconds in total, to get where I wanted to go. The City of Edmonton says intersections between 105th Street and 121st Street are operated by Marigold Infrastructure Partners, the company building the Valley Line West LRT. The city says having optimal traffic flow during construction is difficult because of necessary lane and speed reductions.
The number of vehicles or the traffic that is going through, they would have to have the lights that long to allow it to clear. So yeah, you're between a rock and a hard place.
The city says permanent infrastructure that will optimize consecutive signals is coming soon. It hasn't been installed yet. And once that infrastructure is in place, detection loops and pedestrian triggers will reduce wait times for drivers. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Edmonton Oilers have 11 games remaining to secure a playoff spot. They visit the Utah Mammoth to play for an important 2 points tonight. While the Oilers are third in the Pacific Division, they're ranked 19th in the 32-team league. The players want to win so they can separate themselves from the teams chasing them for a playoff position.
Yeah, it's kind of been a weird year for our division. Usually it's not the case, but you kind of look at the scores throughout the league. When we've lost a game, you're thinking that you're going to lose ground, and a lot of the time we've been fortunate that it hasn't happened.
We're 71 games in. We're still in a playoff spot, still with a chance to win the division. When you look at it that way, that's a lot of positive things. So it doesn't really matter how we got here.
Tonight's game begins at 7:30. Tristan Jarry will start in goal. That's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.